Yeah, hey guys, welcome to Memphis. So we're out here at Memphis Sports Shooting Association, and it's a beautiful outdoor range. I think it's like 700 acres, something crazy like that. And we're out here to take a look at a project that I've been really excited about for a very long time. We're gonna look at 5 different P320 grip modules. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom in on this stuff. So what we have here is the regular P320 grip module. This is the carry configuration, and it's large. We'll talk more about that later. We'll have the X series that comes with the X-Carry. As Paul Harrell would say, forgive the gunfire. We're at a gun range. We also have the Tungsten Infused grip module. It also has the tungsten weight inside there. We have the Wilson Combat grip module. And we have the brand new, just released just recently, is the Polymer80 grip module. All these are for the P320. Today what we're going to be using is the X5. Not the X5 Legion, just the regular X5. And this one does have the Sig Romeo 1 red dot, okay? So let's take a look at this one right here. So this one right here is the first grip module. And this one right here was very near and dear to my heart. Like, it's actually the only grip module that has the varying sizes. And so, you know, I went ahead and ordered it in a large. So it really fits my hand very well. Let's go ahead and make sure that everything is seated. Usually when it doesn't come on like that, it's because of the guide rod. Okay, so that looks good. That's what it looks like right there. Okay, I kind of like that two-tone color. It looks pretty sharp. All the black accents for the black controls, it really pops out. Okay, so it feels really good in my hand. Right, and if you look down there, we have a single steel target. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do a couple of reload drills as well. So let's go, we'll put on some eyes and ears and we'll go hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it also our ammo sponsor today is Tennessee Cartridge out of Somerville, Tennessee. These guys do fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2 different live fire tests. I'm gonna give it 2 shots, just regular, right here standing. And then I'm gonna draw and I'll give it 2 shots with a hasty reload and 2 more shots. So right here standing is just going to be just a regular slow fire, but when I give it the 2 shots and the reload, it's going to be I'm going to use the timer. Okay, so range is hot, eyes and ears, load and make ready. So 2 shots. Okay, really good. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna holster, and then what I'll do is I'll draw, fire 2 shots, and then reload, draw 2 more shots. So I missed one of those shots. I missed one of them. So a couple observations, right? So I like the fact that, you know, it's everything is rounded. That way it kind of fits the contours of my hand a lot better. Okay. What I don't like is right here, like that magazine release is just a little bit too far from my stubby little thumb. I got big hands, but this thumb is a little short. So also right here, starting to get a little bit of Glock knuckle from the sharp edge right here. So that right there, I know, whiny boo boo, right? Like on my other grip modules, what I do is I give it a little sandpaper right here. Now here's a point. This is the only type of grip module I have to do that with. Okay, like none of the other grip modules give me that Glock knuckle. It's just this one. So let's take a look at the others. So the next one I have right here is the X series grip module. We first started seeing this on the X5. We first started seeing this grip module on the X5, and it passed over to the X-Carry series, and that's where it really caught fire. Okay, like it's been extremely popular. It's actually like pretty easy to stipple as well. And there's a buddy of mine that actually has he does some really fantastic stipple work This stipple work was done by MidSouth Laser Engraving. Huge shout to Eric and Marcy out there. They've just been absolutely fantastic. So that's what we're looking at right there. I could tell already that this little, the sanding right here, the smoothness right here feels really, really good. There's a little undercut right here, and that allows my finger to get a little bit higher, give me a little higher purchase. I like this shelf right here too. This allows my thumb to get right there and really sit in there, really pinch into it. The only bad thing is it's still kind of blocky on the sides. Still feels a little wide, but they kind of make up for it with this little bevel right here on the mag well. So makes it really easy for reloads. So yeah, so we're gonna run our little test again. I'm gonna give it 6 more rounds, and once again it's gonna be just 2 regular slow fire shots. I'll holster it, and then we'll do another 2 reload, 2 drill. For the longest time, that was the grip module that I carried. That was my everyday carry, and it feels like, if you see how big my how my freaking sausage fingers go, like if you see how well it fits the hand, it's just a little bit better of a contour. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel so scrunched up. I also like the beaver tail. The beaver tail kind of, some people don't like the beaver tail because it's so big, but I like that. I like a big beaver tail. It molds to my hand a lot better. All right, so here we go. Eyes and ears, range is hot. Hey, and so 2 shots. So one thing I can tell already, this beaver tail kind of helps me mitigate the recoil because I can get a lot higher up on it, okay? I can actually feel like the force working against that beaver tail to get me back on target, to get these sights to settle back again. Feels really good. All right, so once again, I'm gonna draw from the holster, and then 2 shots, and then reload 2 shots. That felt really good. It was easier to eject the magazine. I felt like it was easier to insert the magazine. I still had a little bit of a hiccup, but I can kind of train myself out of that. So it looks really good. It looks like a sharp tool. Okay, so we'll go ahead and break that down. So the time on that was 5:77. The other time was 5:87. So not too much of a difference. I shaved a 1/10 of an inch off of that. I mean, you can attribute that to practice. You know what I mean? Just the fact that I'm not cold anymore. All right, so we're gonna go over here to the Tungsten Infused grip module. It's the exact same shape as this grip module, except I didn't get it stippled. It's still, the jury's still out whether or not we can stipple these things yet. It feels about the same, but one thing that you definitely notice a difference in is the weight. Like this thing visibly, like it's noticeably heavier. Like it feels about as heavy as the slide. So it's a noticeable difference. I was listening to an interview by, I forget who it was. It was one shooter. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I actually kind of forget who actually said this. It may have been Phil Strader. It may have been Riley Bowman. It may have been a couple other guys. But what happened was when he tried, I think it was Phil Strader. But when he tried out the Tungsten Infused grip module, and he was using the Romeo 1 red dot. It was either Romeo 1 or Delta Point Pro. When he did it, like the dot didn't even leave his glass. So that's pretty rare. Like usually most shooters are used to having the dot actually jump out of their field of vision. And that's why a lot of people don't use it, because it's just that's something that's very hard for a lot of guys to get used to. But I don't know, once you get the timing down, once you get used to it, it kind of and if you have solid grip, I'll say that if your grip is solid, then you're probably going to be okay. You're not going to have a problem with the dot leaving your field of vision. So yeah, same drill, okay? 2 shots. So one thing I noticed right away, it's a lot quicker for my sights to get back on target. So what that tells me is the gun is shooting a little bit flatter. It doesn't feel any flatter to me. Maybe it's because it's only 2 shots. But let's go ahead and try it from the holster. I'll give you a little bit more of an idea. Here we go. Yeah. So that time was 5.43. So it's already faster than the 5.47 I got earlier. But once again, that could be attributed to practice. This thing definitely shoots flatter. There's a lot less recoil. And it's not just because of the weight, it's because of the design of it as well. Like the ergonomics, it's just nice. The undercut down here allows me to get higher up on the grip. This little shelf right here allows me to get my thumb right there and kind of really cement down and hunker down, okay? It just feels great. All right, so let's move over to the Wilson Combat Grip module. So the Wilson Combat Grip module came out a little bit longer ago, like back before the whole, COVID-19 coronavirus epidemic came along. And like, I'll tell you what, this grip module right here is like, it's not often that I call something sexy, but that's the type of name that I have for this thing. Like, it's just that's what it seems like. It's sexy. Like, it has an aesthetic that's just really, really attractive. And like, when you look at the contours and the curves on it, it looks really good. So when you put the X5 on there, that looks really nice. That looks like a nice package. The website says that he has the same polymer as this grip module. I could already tell it doesn't. Like, if you look really closely, there's like a different sheen that it has. There's like a different glimmer that it has, off the sun. So, like, I can already tell it just feels a lot slicker. It feels slicker, and it feels like a different grip module. Like right here on the front strap and the back strap, those texturings are very, very aggressive. But the width of this grip module is a lot thinner. It almost gives it a 1911 feel. And you could also see that there's a very pronounced bevel right there. What that does for me is that pushes my fingers a little bit further up. And it also gives it an even bigger flare for magazines. So another thing I noticed is this is the only grip module where I don't have to rearrange my hands in order for me to hit this magazine release. My thumb can get right there. So right away, the first thing you want to do is like just try a couple magazine reloads, and I don't have to move my fingers at all in order for me to get a solid release on the magazine. So that's nice. That feels really nice. So it's also it feels just as light as the other grip modules. So I don't really notice a difference there. But I wonder if it's gonna still mitigate the recoil as well as something like the Tungsten Infused grip module. Like, it's just the weight of it gives it so much more of an advantage. You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder about that. But this right here, like, this one's just sexy. Like, it really makes me want to carry it. So let's see. We'll go ahead and insert. All right. So 2 shots. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That was weird. I'm gonna give it 2 more shots. Just to make sure. That was interesting. I think I know what happened there. What happened was my thumb got so far up on the slide that sometimes it'll keep this thing from running efficiently. So, like, I'll demonstrate. I'll give it 2 more shots, right? So, and once again, that thing just falls right out. It's nice. So, we'll try that again. Yeah, I gotta watch that. So, but yeah, this thing feels nice. Like, the ergonomics are out of control. Let's go ahead and try the 2 reload 2 drill, and we'll see how it goes from there. Yeah, the reason I use the timer, it's not really so much for seeing which one I'm using to be faster, okay? Because the grip module is not going to make you any faster. It may help out the function, and it may help out, like, you know, it may give you better ergonomics, make it more comfortable to shoot. The thing is, though, you can get fast with practice. Like, you'll be fine. I wouldn't rely on gear to make me more proficient. It's just like, some of these grip modules are just more comfortable to shoot. They're just funner to shoot, okay? And, you know, as far as the Wilson Combat one, like, because it's so thin, I think I can give a lot of shooters a little bit more confidence as far as concealed carry every day. So what we'll do is we'll drop in the holster with this one, and we'll see how it goes. That one was 5.52, so I was a little slower on that. I also missed the shot. I jerked the trigger on that first shot, but tell you what, yeah, here, let me take a look at this. Like, I'm starting to, you know, it's starting to really cut into my hand right there. I'm starting to lose skin. Like, I'm not really going to attribute that to the grip module. I think it's just, you know, me shooting all day, but like, the fact that I didn't notice that until just now, I think it goes to how aggressive this grip module is. I kind of like that. I like that stripping. I like the fact that it's not on the side so much. That way, when it rubs against me, it's not so abrasive. But it really keeps that forward and backward rocking, you know, the pitch, so to speak. It keeps that from getting too pronounced. You know what I mean? So that's a nice grip module. I kind of like it. That might be the one to start, you know, I'll start using from now on. So this last grip module is from Polymer80. So Polymer80 is real famous for, you know, the Glock stuff. If you need another Glock frame, you could pick one of these up. I think these go for, like, I want to say like 150 bucks. Right away, it definitely has that Glock feel. You know what I mean? Like, just looking at that Glock frame, it looks like the bastard child of a Glock frame and a Sig P320 frame. Like, if this frame has sex with a Glock frame, then that's probably the baby. That would be the illegitimate love child of you know, of those two frames, of that you know, that love affair. I kind of like the fact that it has, like, this forward you know, this forward undercut down here, and also I like the fact that they didn't smooth out this undercut. They kept that stippling coming all the way up, and so you got a higher purchase, but it still feels pronounced. They made the beaver tail a lot wider too, so I'm interested to see how that goes. But the thing is, and when you look at these side by side, I think they're about the same width. And so it gives you a real familiar look and feel. You know what I mean? Like, when we put these side by side, so you're not going to see too much of a difference. Like, this has a little bit more of a contour, and so this feels more ergonomic to me. That feels a lot better. But this one right here feels blockier. So it seems like if you're used to shooting Glock and you want something that's just a little bit more ergonomic than Glock, you can come right here and still feel at home. Let's look with let's see how it feels with the X5 on there. Yeah, it looks solid. It looks solid. Let's put some rounds downrange. Yeah. So one that's really kind of interesting about that is like I don't know. But the aesthetic kind of gives it like, I don't know, kind of a bulk. You know what I mean? There's not so many curves. So all these other grip modules, there's like curves with it, right? I mean, all these are curvy. But this one's a little blockier. So I think it, I don't know. It gives me a little bit different of a look and feel there. All right, range is hot, eyes and ears. So once again, right away, there's not as much of a flare in the magwell as the Wilson Combat grip module. So you know, I feel like I have to pay more attention to where I put the magazine. Let's see how she shoots. Feels good. Got it in a holster. I fumbled that slide release, but getting the mag in there was pretty easy. The only problem that I had was I felt like I had to slam it. Like if you listen real closely, it's a really, really soft magazine insertion. You feel that? So let's take this off. We'll take a closer look. All right, so with the magazines, you got a real soft insertion right here. Please excuse the wind, but it's the best we could do. I mean, it's a gorgeous day outside. But if you could feel it, if you could hear it, it's like a real soft insertion. So when you insert your magazines, you really got to slam it home, make sure it's going to work. With the other grip modules, like even the original grip module, well, the X series grip module, you hear that? It's a lot more pronounced. Yeah, so even the regular grip module, it's a lot more pronounced. All right, so let's say I got to eliminate two of them. Let's eliminate two grip modules, okay? So, of course, this one's out the window, and I'm gonna choose. This one's going to be out the window. So what I'm looking for is, I'm going to look for one grip module for everyday carry. And I'm going to look for one grip module for competition. Now comparing this one to these two, I feel like these are going to be easier to conceal carry because the grip modules, like the flares, the magazine flares are a lot more pronounced. It's just easier to hit this this magazine release. With this grip module, I really have to kind of readjust my finger in order for me to hit that magazine release. And then the difference between this one and this one is just the weight. So as far as competition goes, I'm really kind of leaning towards this one. And for concealed carry, I'm really kind of leaning towards this one. I know Wilson Combat's a company that really kind of lives and dies by competition, but I'll be honest, this one right here, it really, really feels really good. It really makes me want to compete. This one right here, I'm not so sure. I know a lot of people really like this grip module, okay? Also, if I was customizing my own grip modules, and I was gonna stipple a grip module with a custom pattern, like the same way that this one was stippled, I would go with this one. Because even though the magazine release is easier to get to, it seems like there's a softer insertion. I don't know, there's part of me that really just doesn't like that. It's solid. Like that magazine isn't going anywhere. It's just, I don't know if it actually made it in there. So it's almost like I gotta tap it a little bit. But the texture is fantastic. Oh my gosh. So if you're looking for a grip module that has really good texture and you really want it to grip in your hand, this is it right here. This is really grippy. They even put this accelerator cut right there if you're that type of guy. Okay? So it's really nice. So this one right here is definitely in the running. So the two original grip modules those are out. For competition, I'm really kind of leaning towards this one because of its weight, but it also makes me want to go this route. And then for concealed carry, these two. Let's come over here and take a look at these mag wells, right? Actually, let's take a look at some of these widths as well. So you could tell this grip module, like the Wilson Combat grip module, is already a little bit thinner than the other grip modules. I'll put this orange back here so we can see it a little better. And then if we get the Tungsten Infused grip module, we put it side by side with the Wilson Combat, you could tell that there's a flare right there where the grip module is, but the actual width of the grip module is a lot thinner. And so it gives it that 1911 feel, you know what I mean? Like that thin grip feel. Also the look of it as well, the aesthetic, that patented Wilson Combat, you know, starburst pattern. So it just looks really nice. Now it would look more like a Wilson grip module. It would look more like Wilson Combat if it was, you know, embossed out of the grip module, almost like a grip panel, you know what I mean? But instead with it engraved into the grip module, it kind of, you know, it looks a little off. Not really off, you know what I mean? Like, it still looks like perfect token Wilson Combat. So, try not to incorporate too many of my own biases into this video. But, let's try it one more time, okay? What we'll do is we'll give it a few more observations with, I'm gonna have to eliminate one more grip module. I feel like I can keep one for competition and then one for concealed carry. Let's see. So let's go ahead and put the grip module back into this one real quick, okay? I want to shoot that a little bit more. And guys out there and, you know, YouTubers, feel free to disagree with me, okay? Like, I am not an expert. I've been trained, okay? I am a firearms instructor. I teach out at Top Gun Memphis, so I hope you guys come by. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I served for 9 years. That doesn't make me an expert, okay? Being an instructor doesn't make me an expert. What it does is it makes me a lifelong student. It allows me to speak to people that are really clueful, people that, you know, have done a lot of work in the industry, and allows me to help newer shooters to make more informed decisions. It doesn't make me an expert. So I'm the guy that talks to experts, you know. A lot of these guys, it costs thousands of dollars to go out and see some of these guys. You know what I mean? You gotta fly somewhere, or you gotta drive somewhere. You have to get a hotel room. You spend like a case, maybe several cases, shooting with those guys. You shoot the whole weekend. You come back, and you get to spread that knowledge to your newer shooters. It doesn't make you an expert. It just makes you a lifelong student. I'm just blessed to be able to talk to experts. You know what I mean? So let's let's shoot a couple more rounds. What we'll do is we'll just shoot like 2 rounds out of this. And how many rounds do we have left? We got more. So we'll shoot 5 rounds with this P320. I'm sorry, it is a P320. It's an X5. But we'll shoot it 5 more rounds with the P80, and we'll just get a couple more observations with it. So inserting that magazine, I feel like it's like the flare right here, the flare on this mag well. If you can take a look at it, let's compare it to this one, right? The flare on it, it doesn't look too pronounced. You can see that they trimmed down on the walls of the grip, but that flare right there doesn't look any more pronounced than this one. You see what I mean? So yeah. So when it comes to reloading with this guy, you can still get it. It's still easy to work with. So, but I feel like it's not as easy as the Wilson Combat grip module. Let's shoot some rounds. feels good. Yeah, if you like stippling, this is the one. This thing sits in your hand. Like, it really sticks to your hand. It feels solid. Let's try this one next, okay? Yeah, it feels solid. That's freaking solid. Put this over here. That one might be going away. Yeah, feel free to disagree, okay? Make sure you leave a comment down below, okay, with your observations. I know this is kind of a long form video. I usually make shorter stuff, but you know, it's just a lot to talk about here. Got 5 different grip modules. I also want to be thorough. I know that there's a lot of viewers out there that are wondering about which grip module to really hunker down and commit to. I'm also one of those people that I feel like you need to train with what you're going to fight with, okay? I mean, it's okay to have certain stuff for competitions. Some of those skills are going to translate over, and practicing for competitions can actually help you build proficiency that you would need in self-defense. But you got to practice self-defense as well. You got to practice those self-defense skills. As much practice as you use, as much practice as you do with your competition holster, you need to do that with your everyday carry holster. As much practice as you do with your competition gun, you need to do that with your carry gun. So, like, you shouldn't be a master with your competition rig and then be a novice with your stuff you carry every day. That just doesn't work. Like, it's preferred that you shoot your competitions with your everyday carry stuff. That's most of the reason why IDPA came along. Sports like IDPA, you know, you got I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and shoot a little bit. So once again, like, it's easier to get the magazine inserted, right? But I feel like I have to twist the gun a little bit in order for me to hit that magazine release. So what I'm wondering is the weight of the gun, like, is the recoil mitigation going to be worth me having to take an extra step to loosen my grip on the gun, change around my grip on the gun in order for me to hit that magazine release? I don't like that. I might just, like, that was a time before we used the Tungsten Infused grip module. Like, we shot guns, we shot competitions before with this stuff right here. So I feel like maybe I don't particularly need it. You know what I mean? It's really just kind of a nice to have. It's probably not something that you need for everyday carry. So let's go ahead and try it. Try one more shot. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out something. I'm trying to see something. Yeah, I thought so. So the recoil mitigation is such, like, this thing is shooting so flat that the dot is staying inside the field of vision. Like, it's staying on the glass. I'm keeping the dot the whole time. I can see it bounce, but it doesn't leave the glass. That's amazing. The thing is, though, I don't like where that button is. If I know there's organizations out there like Springer Precision. I think Wilson Combat even makes like an extended magazine release. I don't know. When it comes to extended magazine releases, I think about all the cops that had to tape their magazines to the magazine well because they kept hitting their magazine release inadvertently. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's try out this Wilson Combat grip module. We'll try that out. We might have a winner right here. The fact that it's so thin, there's a little bit of a contour here as well. So if you look at it, it's thicker up here. It's thicker up here than it is back here. Like, it's thinner back here. I'm not really sure how we can illustrate that, or if you can get a camera angle that will emphasize that, you know what I mean? But it's definitely thinner back here than it is up front. And what that does is it creates kind of a wedge. It's a wedge where when I wrap my hand around it, Like, it has such a solid grip right here. These three fingers have such a solid grip that it really just kind of, you know, it increases the amount of confidence I have in my shooting ability with this gun. And then the fact that, you know, you got this cutout right here, and I can hit that magazine release with my thumb. That's interesting. Like, I just hit it. I could hit it right there without having to move anything. So, oh yeah, that's right. So I don't even have to freaking slide on. I'm trying to insert a magazine with the lever to the rear. That's not gonna work. There we go. So, not even moving my fingers. That's nice. All right, so let's try some rounds. We'll try 5 more rounds. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking the shape of that grip module. I think that's the grip module I'm gonna go with. I think that's gonna be my one and only. So I keep thinking to myself, if Polymer80 had done that, if Polymer80 would have made like this a little bit more rounded, you know? I think what happened was they got so used to working on Glocks that they made a P320 look like a Glock. So, like, Glocks kind of have, you know, like a blockier shape to them all the way around. And for some people, it looks simpler, you know? It's just a simpler frame. I don't know. I've never been a fan. I used to shoot Glocks. I used to shoot a lot of Glocks. I just, it started, I get so high on the back strap. My grip gets so high up there that you know, the slide started coming back and catching my hand right here. So I now all I shoot is stuff with beaver tails. All right, let's get some shots in, huh? Yeah, it makes you want to go fast. Like the amount of grip that's on here, it makes you really want to go fast. That's nice. Let's shoot a little bit more. Shoot 5 more rounds. What I'll do is I'll shoot I'll give it, let's give it 2 rounds. No, we'll give it 3 rounds and then I'll reload. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is my baby. Because I keep wanting to shoot it. I don't want to put it down. Also, this magazine flare. This flare is so huge. They really pronounced this thing. You gotta excuse the train in the background. This range was built next to a train track. So, like, I guess it's another reason to have ear protection, right? But this flare is so gigantic. Here, I'll show you. Like, one thing about the regular grip module was I had a little ramp right here, and it's got this backing, but there's no flare. There's no flare for the magazine. So you gotta have you really gotta practice that. You really gotta practice that that reload. Here, you can see how much space there is around that magazine. Like, there's definitely a pronounced flare right there. And so it just funnels. It funnels the magazine in. So, and they did this on purpose. And you could tell they did this on purpose because when it comes to shooting sports, Wilson Combat, like, they even made, like, these are the guys that wrote the book on IDPA. They created IDPA. So in IDPA, if there's a flare in the actual grip, if it's built into the grip, then it's legal. But if you add a grip module, I mean, not a grip module, but if you add a magwell, or if you add a funnel, then, you know, that's only allowed in enhanced service pistol, or basically just in USPSA is basically open. All right, so but the fact that they molded this into the grip module, that's nice. That's really nice. They knew what they were doing. These guys knew exactly what they were doing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna end up going with this. I'm gonna go with this Wilson Combat grip module. That's gonna be the one that I carry, and it'll also be the one that I compete with. Mainly because, well, I like the ability to. I like the way it treats magazines. I can easily eject them. I can easily eject the magazines. I say that right? Oh yeah, that's right, because I had the freaking control unit halfway in there. But I can easily eject magazines, easily reload magazines. So it just feels great. Feels nice. Yeah, I like that. The other stuff, yeah, it's fine, you know. I wish I could have liked this better. So there's some rumors out that that Springer Precision is making a weight that goes inside here. If you can see right in there, you'll see some grooves that looks like they planned for like a future edition of some weights. Probably some tungsten weights. They probably made 3 of them so that you can adjust it so that it stays within you know, stays under the limit for, you know, for games like USPSA and IDPA. For carry, I would want to keep this thing as light as possible. This right here is just fine. Okay. I think that's all we got. Hey, if you like this content, do me a favor and give me a thumbs button. Okay, thumbs up. If you see other videos you like, don't forget to give me a subscribe. It really helps out the channel. What else? If you have anything to say about this video, leave a comment down below. And once again, just thank you for spending your time with me. Welcome to Memphis. MidSouth Laser Engraving. This is your place for all your laser etching design work. MidSouth Laser Engraving. MatchShark target shields are protecting your match from the wind and the rain. Veteran owned and operated. Order now and make your match better.